Welcome to Comically Comics, your one-stop listen to all things comics. We're talking books, movies, TV shows, video games, and more. I must forewarn you, though, we are a spoiler cast, and what that means is we consider all properties, past, future, and present, to be valid, and we will spoil the hell out of them. I'm your host, Michael, along with my two co-hosts, Richard and Jeremy, and with all that being said, let's get started. All right, it is July 7th, and we are back. We're taking a break from TV and movies and books and everything else to talk news. So, because there's all kinds of shit that's been going on. There's been set photos leaking out. There's been accusations. There's been possible castings. There's been teasers and trailers and this and that. So
this week alone, like 3 or 4 trailers came out. It's like trailers galore.
Right? Yeah, I don't even think we're covering them all either. So like there's just so many.
We'll only what is it? We'll only get the tip with our little steak knife.
Don't be gross, Tammy.
That's a reference. That's a callback.
Nice.
Well, we haven't got it. Can't be a callback because we haven't looked at it yet. But it is a foreshadowing. There you go.
Well, let's go ahead and let's get some bad news out of the way.
Okay.
Some bad rumors, just because like all the other it's like good shit that's like fun to talk about. This is never fun to talk about, but by God, we gotta talk something about it.
Is that George Clooney being casted as?
Oh no,
no, I know.
No.
I'm making a joke.
As Batman, yes. Woo.
I was gonna say that was
Not
kind of
bad
some
news.
bad news actually too.
Yeah,
That was. I've got words on that as well when we get there. But first off, Neil Gaiman. He has been accused of sexual assault. 2 accounts, 2 separate ladies. And this is over in New Zealand, so that's a whole nother deal there. What are y'all's thoughts on this? What are y'all's... I know, like, it's icky, but, like...
yeah.
But, like, still, like, what are y'all's thoughts on this?
Well, like, my first... I wrote a couple of notes down. My first, like, note is basically regardless of the accusations of whether it was consensual or non-consensual, Gaiman is 63 years old at the time of this recording. He was 62 when he allegedly fooled around with a 23-year-old. That's a 29-year age gap. Fucking ew. Like...
Brother,
Maybe Gaiman's just got that much game.
Still. when the age gap is a whole ass adult, like age, no. The other allegation, he was 43 when he met an 18-year-old in 2003, and they started dating, or they started a relationship when she turned 20. That's a 25-year-old age gap. And like I said, regardless of the allegations, that's not a good look there, Neil. And my last note is just, this makes the Calliope episode that much creepier because like, like, what the fuck, man? Again, it's accusations, but supposedly it's the weirdest thing too, is it's like on a 4-part podcast of something. And I want to say you have to pay to like listen to that.
See,
but regardless, they like I want to say it's the 23-year-old that's being called Scarlett. She has receipts supposedly, and again, this is all allegedly, but it's not a good look. I'm not happy. I'm not happy, Bob.
Well,
I'm not happy.
Well, see, and like on Scarlett's, she was a nanny.
Yeah.
And that the whole story of that is just fucked up in general because it was like their first whatever encounter that was an issue was on Gaiman's side. He said cuddling and making out in a bathtub.
Mm-hmm.
And on her side, it's like, oh no. But then they had like did they say 3-week, mostly consensual relationship outside of that?
Wait. I was looking over this again, and what it says in here, quoting that his position is that over the 3-week sexual relationship that followed, they only ever engaged in consensual digital penetration. The heck is digital? You
Finger.
can't. I
Jeremy,
can't poke through
Jeremy,
a phone.
Jeremy. Jesus Christ, Jeremy.
That's so dumb.
It's your fingers.
I get that.
It's third
But this-
base. No, you know how your
Oh.
fingers are called digits? Digital.
Who the heck calls it digital?
Well,
Like-
they don't want to say that he finger banged her in an article. Like, Jesus Christ, have some decorum.
I'm not gonna lie. I was thinking the same way as long as Jeremy.
Oh my
I was
God.
like, if you don't like it, just hang the phone up. If it was only that easy.
I'm face palming right now. Our listeners can't see that, but I'm face palming right now.
When I saw digital, that's the first thing I thought too. Though I thought they were like,
Sexting? No.
yeah, sexting. Like I thought that was the deal.
Like Jeremy pointed out, you can't penetrate with sexting.
No matter that's where I was.
No matter how hard you put your dick on the phone, it's not going to go through.
It is not AT&T. You cannot reach out and touch somebody with
No.
that. They changed that slogan pretty quick after that became a thing.
Yeah.
I think like they don't talk about that anymore. Yeah, no, some of that like 3-week consensual, that was odd. And like I said, the first instance, that was really odd. And I don't know too much about the second one, but it was just, I don't know, some of that, it seemed weird. It seemed odd. And the best thing that I could come up with was that just to encourage any and everybody, if you're in a relationship where you feel like you're being abused or whatever it sounds like, get help immediately. I know it's scary. I know it can be scary, but like, don't put yourself through that and get help immediately. That's the best thing that I could like encourage and say, because again, it's all accusations. So you want the truth to come out in the end, regardless of who was wrong or right. Like you want that truth to come out so that the person that was wrong gets justice.
Yes. The only problem with that sometimes, now I don't know about New Zealand, but there has been times where people do come forward and the police just tell them, well, we can't do anything on one accusation. We need multiple assailants.
Yeah.
Only reason I say
Right.
that is because I just recently watched a documentary on basically a guy like sexually assaulting multiple women. And
Ugh.
when the first woman
Yeah.
came to them, the police were like, there's nothing we can do, which is shitty in my opinion. And I get like, I also understand that like technically someone could lie and just say that like for nefarious reasons,
Right.
but still, anyway, it's a tough subject to really deal with.
Right.
The reason though is just like the first one, like I said, had receipts, and it's all icky, and two, it is weird because of the fact that like he knows right from wrong, it seems, with his story. So like, I don't know. It's very odd to me.
Right, exactly. Well, and that's, again, like I said, it's accusations. And that's why I just want to encourage people.
Yeah.
Like, regardless of what it may come out at the police station, you don't know who you're helping that's going to come after that.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So, like, yeah, they may laugh at you, they may whatever, they may breeze you off, but if it's somebody that's doing something, they're going to do it again more than likely, and therefore you are now backing up the next person's story.
Yeah.
So do yourself a favor, get out of the situation if you believe you're in that, and go find help.
Right.
So
Agreed.
that's my I just feel like that's the biggest thing on these news that are like this, is just to encourage people.
Yeah.
Because I can't in good consciousness sit there and start dogging Gaiman, because fuck, I wasn't there. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I can't dog these women either, because if that's true, like, no, they shouldn't be treated like that.
Mm-hmm.
So the best I can do is just hopefully somebody hears it and is encouraged to get themselves out of the situation and get help.
Yeah, definitely.
So cool. Y'all got anything else?
I'm good with that.
Oh, it's a number 2, George Clooney. This was sad too.
Yes.
Because I'm not gonna lie. So the rumor is that George Clooney has been in talks with Marvel to play a character, but the sad thing is that he came back to do the Bruce Wayne cameo in The Flash and for the one time, and that was it, and that's done. I'm going to be real with y'all. I honestly would rather see George Clooney come back as Bruce Wayne and do a Batman Beyond than I would Michael Keaton.
Yes.
Wow.
I would have to.
That's shocking to me.
I feel like Michael Keaton, honestly, at this point in time, is overrated.
Really?
And I feel like when I look back at the animated series of Batman Beyond and the picture that I just saw of George Clooney, I was like, you know what? He looks a lot like that animated series version of him. And like George Clooney is a stellar actor. Not saying that Michael Keaton isn't. I feel like George Clooney has more of that look. And I would almost kind of like want to see a redemptive story of Clooney, but may not get that either. I don't know. So it could all be a fail. But yeah, I think Keaton's a little overrated. I really do.
Yeah.
Especially as Bruce Wayne.
I wholeheartedly disagree. Maybe not as Bruce Wayne, but like I loved him as Adrian Toomes in the Spider-Man film. And
he was great in that. Yeah,
I got to be honest with you. I think George Clooney's overrated because he's just George Clooney in every fucking role he does. He's one of those actors that doesn't really become the character. He's just that he's George Clooney as a whatever.
Yeah.
And when I heard this, the rumor is supposedly he's going to be maybe an alternate universe Nick Fury, like the David Hasselhoff looking one.
Yeah.
I love that idea. Because that's just like a one and done role. Rumors are his doom, and I'm like, no, please fucking no. Please, God, no.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
I'll be honest with you. I don't think he'll get this role, but I think he would be a badass Magneto. That'd be kind of a cool role for him to do.
Oh, I thought about that too.
Yeah. I could see that one.
Or honestly, maybe they do yet another alternate alternate universe Captain America. Like he's like an older Captain America or something. I could see him being that as well.
Shit, have him as Wolverine.
No, fuck no. No.
Trigger alert. So here's I'm gonna throw my speculation out there. So get your who button ready. Malcolm Colcord.
Who?
Yeah. All I heard is there was some other. It's that last name sounded more like digital penetration. Kind of thing.
God damn it. I was thinking more of the long lines of Superman, Corn Sweat.
Yeah, I'm thinking if he gets something, I'm calling Malcolm Colcord, Colcord. So the reason I'm saying this is because this character, Malcolm, is part of a team called Janus, and it's an acronym for what? I have no idea because I couldn't find out what it was. However, members of this team include, was it Valentina de la Fontaine? So Vanessa.
Yeah.
Not Vanessa. What's the name?
Val.
What is Val? Anyways, her, played by Julia Dreyfus.
Yeah.
Yes, Contessa, yes. So her, news is coming out now that God, this may change. So help me God, it may change because he has been plugged as so many characters in the MCU right now. But he is cast. He will be in Captain America #4 as some kind of a cameo or whatever. But Giancarlo Esposito is supposedly playing a character by the name of G.W. Bridge, who, right,
Yeah.
right, exactly. He was a former teammate of Cable, and he is part of this Janus team as well. So I'm looking at the age of these people. Julie Dreyfus, Giancarlo Esposito, and then of George Clooney. This could be a group of just older people that are villains or whatever. So Malcolm was part of the Weapon X program. He got his face fucked up by Wolverine when Wolverine was escaping, but lived.
Who didn't?
So another thing. Do what?
I said, who didn't?
So another thing would be, having labeled as one of the sexiest men alive, I believe, George Clooney was, having him come in with a fucked up face. You know what I mean? You don't have to do that, but that would kind of be a thing. You know what I mean? Ironic. I don't know a good word for it.
Yeah.
But that's kind of where I'm going. This could be he doesn't have to be a superpower villain or anything like that. He doesn't have to do anything but play strings. And that's who I'm calling. That's who I'm calling. We're going to get the Janus team, and we may get that guy as George Clooney.
I think that's where the Doom rumors kind of stemmed from. Is Doom is always usually portrayed as like a very ridiculously good-looking guy that has his face fucked up, and that's why he wears his armor mask all the time. So they could easily do George Clooney, but I don't like. Again, George Clooney just does George Clooney. I need him to do I need to see that he can do an accent and not just be George Clooney. But anyway,
well, that's why this guy, he's a nobody name. Just like G.W. Bridge is, just like Val was, like nobody cared or knew about any of these characters. It doesn't matter. You can all you're doing is getting a nobody character and putting a big name with him. Arthur Harrow, for God's sake.
Yeah. I think that's a great guess. Is what but I'm just saying I think the same vein that you had with Doom is probably what stemmed all these other rumors for the other people. I'm not saying I want him as Doom or that I think he will be Doom. I'm just saying that there's a connection there with that as well.
I got you. Yeah. Well, I just went with somebody I feel like doesn't have to have a bunch of screen time and doesn't have to have big action scenes.
Right.
So, because I don't think Harrison Ford is staying as Red Hulk.
Yeah.
I don't see him doing that.
Yeah, I don't either. It's because of how much he hates doing franchises.
I mean, Mark Ruffalo still walks around with the whole mocap type deal or whatever in scenes so that people can look at him as the Hulk. I don't see you getting Harrison Ford.
No, I don't either. He'd be like, "Fuck that! I'm not doing that."
Yeah. No, I don't see it. I don't see it. So cool. Any other theories y'all got for who George Clooney could maybe play if he does get a role?
No.
Really? You don't have much to speak about this, Jeremy?
What?
This is your favorite Batman.
Well,
kind of.
More so my wife's favorite Batman. So, yeah. But yeah. I mean, I think he'd be good as the Bruce Wayne for Batman Beyond, just because. I like him in that role better than Michael Keaton as well. But as far as any kind of ideas of what he might be, I'd have to actually know characters. So I can't help you on that one.
That's hilarious. Oh, man. All right. Well, on to number 3. Superman set photos. Fucking galore, y'all.
Yeah.
Galore.
Yeah.
Man. Are they showing us too much? Are we getting too much?
You mean like plot leaks? Supposedly someone was asking James Gunn about hey, what do you think about all these set leaks? Is it spoiling the movie? And he said, no, because I anticipated this. I'm not going to have big plot points revealed out in the open. It'll be in a closed set.
Nice.
Those aren't his exact words, word for word, but I'm just doing a summation of it. But yeah. So hopefully one of the things that we saw on set doesn't actually happen, but we'll see. Because I'm sorely disappointed if this is true.
Well, I'm probably gonna butcher some of these names. So we saw Hawk Girl for the first time. Isabel Merced. Okay, I can't read my own handwriting. There we go. Cool. Guy Gardner, Nathan Fillion, Mr. Terrific, Eddie Gathon.
Eddie Gathetti.
Gathetti. Thank you. I think the costumes look fantastic. I love that Hawk Girl has her own helmet. I thought that was great. A lot of people are noticing that, well, because I've got PTSD from Thor Love and Thunder when Jane Foster's helmet was CGI, and I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
I like the helmet. So I fucking hate Guy Gardner's outfit. It doesn't look anything like the comic thing. It looks so bad, and I get where you were going with this. It looks like they're part of the Justice League International, run by Maxwell Lord. Mr. Terrific, though, man. To pun intended, his suit looks terrific. It looks fucking awesome.
It's definitely spot on.
Yeah.
Definitely spot on. Yeah. Well, and so their shirts have the Lord Tech logo on, like they all have like jackets on, and then underneath they have like a white shirt. I say they all. Mr. Terrific and Guy Gardner. Those are the only ones that you see as far as the set photos. They have shirts on, and they have the Lord Tech logo on those shirts, which is odd. And we know that Gunn's brother, who has been cast to be many characters in the DCU, but one of them is Maxwell Lord, and is said to be in this Superman movie. So that's where a lot of people are thinking Justice League International, and he's going to be part of it and all that jazz, which I think is a good bet. We saw Frank, is it Gorillo, as Rick Flag Sr., along with the engineer. I can't remember the actress's name. I apologize. But then a masked character by the name of, we don't have a name. People are speculating, or have been speculating for the longest time, of Ultraman. People have said Bizarro. And now the newest thing is that people are saying it's a character by the name of Ulysses, was from the Scott Snyder run of the New 52, if I'm not mistaken. Which I kind of think Gunn may go for something like that. For something very obscure, something new. So, I don't know. What are y'all's thoughts? Costumes, seeing all these set photos.
I mean, for me, obviously I can't really piece together where each character is. I thought the Green Lantern looked kind of goofy to me.
Right. Yes.
I don't think I don't know if that's supposed to be that way or not, but
yeah, it is.
Okay, yeah, because I didn't like it.
Guy one has the stupidest fucking haircut usually.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
And
yeah.
And anyway, he usually wears this. I think his outfit is kind of cool in the comics, where he wears like a vest and he has like black sleeves and black pants and stuff. It's very like 90s looking, but this one, it looks garbage. He looks like a biker, like a crotch rocket, like motorcycle outfit.
Yeah, he really does. I mean, like, I was not a fan of that. The Ulysses one, Lord, I hope they're gonna do some kind of like touch up after they shoot this thing, because from those pictures that looks like completely ill-fitting and wrinkly, like he left it in the dryer overnight or something. Like I don't know. It doesn't look good.
I try not to judge costumes with set photos because all of them look very wrinkly and ill-fitting, and usually it's fixed in post, because even the MCUs are that way as well. But he looks like the movie.
He's talking to you, Superman, about that one.
Yeah, man. The more and more I see this costume, I'm like, I fucking hate this Superman costume so much.
It doesn't look good.
I love the bright colors. I love the underoos. We've talked about this. I hate now that we're getting the Superman S. Everyone seems to like it except for me.
I was gonna say I actually like it on the cape. I do.
Yeah, I don't. I think it's redundant because anyway. But yeah, the Ultraman kind of looks like almost like a putty from like Power Rangers or something in one of his photos.
Yes.
See, to me, he looks like Doomsday. He looks like Doomsday in his like
when he first appeared.
Costume before he breaks out of it. That's what I keep thinking is like, I'm like, that looks like a Doomsday.
He just needs those like piping wrapped around him, like kind of thing.
Something like that. Yeah.
This Ulysses character, honestly, I was like,
Who?
When we were talking about it last week, Michael and I were talking about it off podcast, and I fucking hate. If this is our big bad, I am not a fan. I thought we were doing, like I said, what's so funny about truth, justice, in the American way? We're not doing that, so I'm kind of bummed out by that. I kind of spoke about it, but yeah, the costumes I kind of forgive if it is like a Justice League International like matching costumes, but I really want to see Guy have like his more classic looking outfit than what we see on here.
That's what I was anticipating, honestly. I was anticipating the vest and a lot of green, and there's not that. I did catch the Green Lantern icon, the Green Lantern symbol. I did see that, and so I was glad to see that at least on his costume. But outside of that, I was just like, man, this is not what I was expecting at all.
Same.
Like, I really was hoping for a Green Lantern like Guy Gardner, and I don't even give a shit about Guy Gardner, honestly. But then my hopes or dreams are kind of crushed with with lanterns too, because they're talking about having Tom King on the right, and I'm like, fuck my life on that. But
I plan on having us read those 2 volumes because it's a really good story. If it's based anywhere close to those stories, I think it's really cool. But
which one? What are you talking
the
about?
ones that they're based off of, I forget. It's on our reading list.
Okay, I got you. The Superman stories.
No, the Lantern ones.
Oh, okay. No, I got you.
The other thing is one of the ones I sent you showed like a video of them doing like principal photography, but Guy is like walking and he's just being Guy. Like you can tell Nathan Fillion is like hamming it up where he's like, "Hey, how's it going? How you doing? How you?" And like they're kind of ignoring him, and then all the little kids like run up to Superman. I love that. Yeah. It seems like they're at least going to capture like the core characters and stuff. So I'm excited at least to see stuff like that.
Yeah. No, I agree. I was excited to see the kids run up to Superman because I was like, oh, look, Superman's actually getting love in this movie. That's good.
Yes, exactly.
Jeremy, you got anything you want to
add? No, that's really about all I had on it. So
just hating on Guy.
Haircut, I was not a fan.
Just
so.
Poor Guy.
And the wrinkly Ulysses or whatever.
I think Frank will do fantastic as senior.
I was looking up, like I was like, who? I know we've obviously talked about it, but like I was like trying to find out if I knew this David Corn Sweat. I've never seen anything he's done, so which obviously is not surprised, but like I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how that goes.
Yeah.
No, I agree. He seems to look the part. So
yeah. I didn't send a photo, but they've also shown some photos of him as Clark Kent. And I do like what they're kind of doing because he looks completely different than Superman. The way he's kind of like haunching over and the way they style his hair and everything. So I was like, okay, cool. I like that.
Well, that's his, from what I understand, that's like his normal hairdo.
Oh, really? That like
his that curly, like faux-ish, like, yeah. That's like his normal, just Corn Sweat being Corn Sweat. Cool. On to Kite Man. Hell yeah. TV series coming to Max. Whelmings, y'all. What is y'all's whelmings on this?
Unless we review it, I probably won't watch it.
Does that mean underwhelmed?
Yeah. It just doesn't. It's not one that's gonna like. I have other ones that I will be a higher priority, I think, to watch than that one.
Nice. Richard, what's your whelming on this?
I'm pleasantly whelmed. I love the Harley Quinn show, like all the seasons. I especially love Bane in that show, and Bane's going to be a recurring cast member in this one. So obviously it's right up my alley. And I was looking up the show, and it's basically described as Cheers, but for supervillains. Because like the premise is Kite Man buys a bar and he's trying to keep it like running. So he has to like do henchman type things to like pay the rent and stuff like that. But then there's like reoccurring villains that show up throughout the season.
Nice. I'm meh. I wrote meh. That's me. And I think it's because I liked Harley Quinn. When I started watching it, I really enjoyed it, and I would like actually binge watch that. But then it's like something happened, and I caught up, and they took a hiatus or something, and I just kind of fell off, and I never got back on. Like I saw Ivy and Harley leave the wedding for between Ivy and Kite Man.
Yeah.
I saw them leave that wedding, and after that I just never picked it back up. And I'm just like, oh, it's the same stuff, just different characters.
Yeah.
All over again. And so I'm just like, like maybe, but I don't know. I doubt that I'm going to get back on this. There's just, I don't know what it is. So Kite Man, hell yeah. Cool. Y'all got anything else you want to add for that?
Nope.
No, I'm good on that one.
Awesome. On to number 5, Batman Ninja versus the Yakuza League.
Yakuza.
Yakuza.
Yeah,
Yakuza
or
League. Sorry.
Yakuza.
Yakuza.
The Yakuza
Sorry.
League.
Yakuza. I corrected myself. Whelmings on this. This looks like a sequel to the Batman Ninja that came out however many years ago. So what is y'all's feelings on this iteration? And also, have you watched Batman Ninja?
No, I haven't. Which that's again not surprising. I don't know, whelmed, I guess.
Okay.
On the trailer, I don't know, it looks like it'd be interesting. I kind of got. I don't know. It was just a weird vibe, a little off of it. Just it seemed like it was supposed to be like action packed and kind of gruesome or whatever, but like I still got kind of a almost like a goofy vibe off of it here or there. But
Yeah.
so yeah, I don't know. It'll be again. I obviously haven't seen the first one either, so I don't know. It'd be interesting, I guess.
See, I thought this would be one like right up your alley because you're into Dragon Ball Z. Like you seem to like anime style.
You're a fucking weeb, is what Michael's saying.
Is that what I'm saying?
I don't know what that is.
I don't know
Oh,
these.
Jesus
I got in
Christ.
trouble last time I started going into like terms and whatnot like that, and got my fucking Harry Potter, degree denied. So
Just Google it later. I'm not even. I feel like I'm trying to explain terminologies to my dad right now.
fantastic! I'm the dad of the group. That's awesome.
But yeah, so that's my feelings on it.
Oh, so you're just not even going to answer what I just said?
Wait,
Nothing.
which part?
I just
about
don't.
like about it being because I was into anime.
Yeah,
Okay, but not fully because Richard can attest to this because we started trying to watch Full Metal Alchemist, which is good, but I just didn't get like sucked into it like I did Dragon Ball Z. So I'm not like, I don't know, not full on anime, and I'm not the one really going out to watch the anime that I have to read the subtitles for the whole time. And I know I put the subtitles on TV shows, but I don't pay attention to them half the time. So
you're what the fuck is going on with you and your TV life? Holy shit!
That is fucking
Those
weird.
are so fucking distracting. Why, like the fuck subtitles altogether? Like, God forbid I ever lose my hearing because I will be in hell from then on while watching TV. Like, no fucking subtitles. Hate them. I can't read and watch a movie at the same time. It's impossible.
It's not, but
Inconceivable.
as someone who is partially lost his hearing, I do use subtitles mostly, and you can watch and read at the same time. It's really not hard. You get used to it after a while, but I usually shoot for the dubs over subs. So I am the resident fucking weeb of this group, it seems, because I do on the reg watch some anime every now and then. And I usually do shoot for the dubbing over the subbing just because I prefer to have it in English instead, because especially like English voice acting has gotten so great as far as anime goes. I watched Batman Ninja back when it came out, which was in 2018. I don't fucking remember like a single thing from it, so I guess it didn't really make an impact on me. I remember that it's like an Elseworld, like not Elseworld, it's a Gorilla Grodd fucks something up and sends Batman back to like feudal Japan along with some of his villains, and it's like a weird like merging of two universes, kind of like that episode with Peggy Carter going back in 1902.
Oh, yeah.
1962.
Thank you.
No, not 1962. That's wrong. Yeah, I think you're right. 1862.
I don't know. Anyway, regardless, the animation, I remember, like the art style looked cool, but the animation looked terrible back in the day. It seems they have fixed that in this one, because this one looks a lot better. Anyway, the other cool thing that I had for notes was just that the Yakuza League consists of The Flash, Aquaman, Wonder Woman, and Green Lantern, the Jessica Cruz Green Lantern.
So what's your whelming?
Oh, I'm sorry. I would say I'm whelmed because I sent it just because I thought it was cool. Also, there's this weird like push with DC. I think it's because like Gen Z is really into anime, But like with this and then Suicide Squad Isekai, like there's this weird like amalgam verse of like anime and DC, which I kind of find cool and interesting, but it's also kind of odd.
I like that they're just trying to stay alive by it because, I mean, this generation is like big into anime. That is like huge pushes for that. It's covering up, like, especially the cons around here.
Oh, yeah.
They're more anime, I feel like, than they are actual, like, American comics.
Mhm.
So cool. What did I say? Meh. I went again with the meh. I'd be interested. I like the depiction of Jessica Cruz. I didn't realize that's who that was, but I really liked her costume and just the brief flash that we got of that.
Mhm.
That was really cool. So this one looks more appealing to me than Batman Ninja did, and so I could see myself watching Batman Ninja just to like catch up and see what's going on with this one. And in the trailer, we know anyways, but for the audience, it was subtitled. Like there was no like you couldn't. It was all Japanese.
Mhm.
I like hearing Batman like in Japanese. I don't know what it was. It just sounded really cool and badass, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So I don't know that I can still do a whole movie, but
Right.
I could possibly attempt that just to hear Batman speak in Japanese.
That's funny. I did not like the voice for Damien in that trailer.
No.
I think that's what threw me off too. Like it just sounded very like my son was doing it.
Yeah.
Basically.
Well, I mean, Damien is a child.
Yeah.
But yeah, they do have a English dub though of the original Ninja, and I assume they're gonna get the same people or someone close to it to do this one.
Jeremy, how often does your son walk around talking to you in Japanese at the house?
Well, he gets angry sometimes, and I'm just like, I don't know what you just said. So, he gets this high pitched at it. I don't know what happens.
Nice. Y'all got anything else to add to this?
No, that's it for me.
Yeah.
Cool. Deadpool and Wolverine got a new TV spot. Are they like again? Are we being shown too much? Like this is like the third or fourth trailer, isn't it? I mean, shit. Like,
yeah, this is more like a TV spot trailer though. But yeah, well, so I didn't send this to y'all, but apparently Deadpool and Wolverine was shown over in some international markets, and one of them was South Korea. And someone did like a review of it in Korean and they translated it. Take this with a grain of salt though, because it could have been poorly translated. And they described a bunch of stuff that I'm not going to reveal on this yet because it's very spoilery. But one of the things that was kind of interesting was saying that everything that we've seen in the trailers happens only in the first 40 minutes of the movie.
Right. No, I kind of honestly expected some of that.
Yeah, I mean, like, I could see just from the different settings. You can obviously add a lot in between there with the different settings and everything, but still, it just kind of seems like it would be just a few minutes, like you said, within that first 40 minutes or so, which would be really great if it's just that small portion of the movie, because obviously there leaves a lot more left to see. And as far as going back to the question of if we see too much, I don't think this one is, because it kind of still revolves all around the same premise a little bit. It's not like it's giving a huge storyline plot or anything like that. It's just kind of more along the lines of like the banter between the two of them. I mean, obviously you get the saber tooth little fight part in this one, which is, I mean, was funny how they did it too, obviously, but overall, I still couldn't tell you, other than what we've talked about, like what the full plot of the movie is or anything like that. So I don't feel like they're giving us too much, and to me, it's just getting me more excited to see it. So,
but so like if you go in and you watch it, and what we've seen so far is the first 40 minutes, are you going to be bored? Or are you going to be like, oh, this is that scene, oh, this is that scene? Like, is it just going to be an anticipation of waiting till you get done seeing all the trailer parts?
I don't think so. because I mean, like I said, there's still other parts of it, like the build up to those punchlines too. I mean, there's still like a lot of backstory to those storylines there. I mean, yes, we have been burned here recently by Marvel as far as like showing the good parts and that just being it. So I guess there is that little bit of hesitancy in there, but so far they've done Deadpool has done a good job of just hitting home runs basically.
Yeah.
So going into it with high hopes, and I don't think, I mean, yeah, I'll be looking forward to that scene, and it may take it away some, but I think there's still a lot of movie left to be able to fill in those holes too.
Okay. Richard?
Yeah, no, I don't think I'm going to be bored. I think like what Jeremy said, I don't think like it's going to be like the first 40 minutes is just every little bit of trailer that we've seen in there. I think there's going to be some stuff. I even think that they've ADR'd some lines differently for the trailer that isn't, because that whole line where he's like, first you shoot him, then you do this, then you ground and pound until he's dead or whatever. That doesn't seem to match his jaw moving when he's like, it looks weird to me. And I'm wondering if that is ADR'd after the fact and it's a different line in the movie. But yeah, no, I'm excited. I love though I'll be honest with you, we did see Wolverine face Sabretooth 20 years ago. Like,
Yeah.
we saw him fight him on the Statue of Liberty. It wasn't a great fight, but we saw him. We also saw him fight in the woods. But I think this
Right.
is more of like a traditional kind of like fight. I do love though like he's like, you look ridiculous, and he's like pulling all the weapons out of him.
I don't know if I should spoil something or not.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't.
No, don't.
Yeah, don't do it.
I'll just say I'll keep it just because of Jeremy.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was watching somebody and they were like, "Oh, there's no way that all this stuff in the trailer happened in the first 40 minutes." I mean, you can't get to what's Xavier's sister's name? I lost
Cassandra
it.
Nova.
Cassandra, yes. You can't get because I'm like, no, you absolutely will see Cassandra within the first 40 minutes. That's half the fucking movie. Like, no, we will absolutely see Cassandra in the first 40. Now, we might not see her demise. We might not see the end of it. We might not see the part where she's like flipping Wolverine around with his claws and shit like that. We might not see that within the first 40 minutes, but we'll absolutely know who she is and see her like within the first 40.
Yeah.
So I don't see how you can't, especially when she's labeled as the bad guy for this movie, even though I don't think she is. She's not the big bad of this movie. Let me rephrase
she's not
that.
the true villain.
Right. I don't think, anyways. So, no, I liked it, and I think another reason why they kind of like put it out there was just because some set photo leaks that, like I said, I'm not gonna mention or whatever the actual details about. But like when I remembered those, I was like, oh, okay, cool. Thanks for confirming that. Anything else?
That's it for me.
Yeah.
All right. We've gotten a trailer for Hellboy and the Crooked Man. This is the 4th Hellboy movie. This is the 3rd iteration of the character. All right. Jeremy, what is your whelming of this trailer? And I want to preference too, by the way, that when it first came out, I honestly thought it was a fan-made trailer, okay? I really did. The quality was not there as far as like the definition.
Yeah, when you
It was
when you sent that video, the highest resolution was 480p, and I was like,
right.
It's 2024. What the fuck are we doing? Like 480p is like standard tube television.
Number 2, the audio track was mono.
Yes, yeah.
So it was only coming out of one speaker, and I was like, there's no fucking way this is legit or real with the quality the way that it is as far as the definition and the track being mono. No. And so I really questioned the distributor that I got it from. honestly. And I got it from I got a notification from Key Collector saying it had come out, and that's where I went and found it. And then if you searched it on YouTube, you weren't fucking finding it. You would find people's reactions to it, but you weren't finding that fucking video.
Really? That's weird because I found it, but anyway.
Well, no, that's what was one thing I was going to mention is I went back to try and watch that one again. Well, I actually not again, but I went back to watch that one, and it won't open it. It says that the video was removed by the uploader.
Yeah.
I went to that link that you sent originally.
Okay.
And it's gone.
That's the whole reason I went back and sent that link, was because every time I tried to just straight up on my account find it, because when I go to YouTube from Key Collector, it doesn't use my account. And so when I went back trying to find it on my account, I could not for the life of me find it through searching for it.
That's weird.
All I could do was find trailer reactions to it, and there was like 2 at the time.
That's weird.
So that's why I went back and I sent y'all that link, because I wanted y'all to be able to see it.
Yeah. I saw it originally, and then I searched it like on YouTube because I was pissed at the resolution. I was like, what the fuck is this? and yeah, I found it immediately. That's so weird.
Okay. Nice. Jeremy, what's your reaction? What's your whelming on this Hellboy right here?
Honestly, like if it holds true and if it grows from this, I'm very excited about it, because to me,
I didn't know what to hit there. I'm just shocked.
Because, well, to me, it gave me it creeped me out whenever I was watching it. Like I got I was like, well, this is like kind of getting into that actual fear side of things. Like, and in my mind, whenever I've never really read any of the Hellboy, but like thinking of him and where he's from the other movies that I've watched.
I was gonna say Hell.
Yeah, I mean, it just
it's the name.
Yeah. It just fits more, and like the other ones are very, to me, lighthearted. There's nothing really. They're not scary. They're not. I don't know. It's just not there. But like in watching that trailer, I was like, now if this is real, and they develop this movie and give it that kind of like that scary and fear aspect to it, I think that's going to be really good. Like it'd be something I'd really want to watch.
What did you think as far as the actor they've got to portray Hellboy? And I want to... No, never mind. I'm just going to let you go with that.
Okay. I mean, I don't know who he... Did it say who he was?
Jack Kessie. He's Black Tom Cassidy from Deadpool 2.
Oh, is he? Oh, okay. I mean, I thought he did... You don't see him a whole lot, but like his voice and like his... I mean, the little bit that I saw of him, I thought it might be pretty good. Yeah, I would definitely, again, like to see more of it and see where it goes.
Okay, cool. Richard?
All right. So, what were your questions again? Because I want to address those.
It was basically just your whelming, and then like what you thought
Okay.
of the appearance of this new Hellboy.
I got you.
Because honestly, he's drastically different than the Hellboys we've had before. So that's why I'm asking.
He has the same hairstyle because it was way different with the David Harbour version. All right. So anyway, my whelming. I am underly whelmed. This looks so cheaply made. It looks so cheaply made. I will say this though. Jeremy has a fantastic point, because Mike Mignola's like art and stuff is very like horror oriented. Mm-hmm. So if they can nail the horror, because right now this trailer is doing nothing for me. It's too bright. It's not dark enough. And I feel like it's very cheaply shot, like on a handy cam out in the woods, which, because a lot of people have been saying it looks like Evil Dead versus but it looks like Evil Dead with Hellboy in it. And I can kind of see that because Evil Dead was made on the cheap. But anyway, as far as Jack Kessie, I wrote a note. He looks like off-brand Hellboy to me. And it's mostly because he's missing the yellow eyes. Why did they not give him yellow contacts? He always has yellow eyes in the comics. He had yellow eyes with Ron Perlman. He had yellow eyes with David Harbour. For some reason, they don't give him the yellow eyes in this one.
I didn't think about that. I didn't think about that. Okay, cool. I have to disagree with you though. I'm overly whelmed with this.
Okay.
I'm honestly overly whelmed. I love the horror aspect that they're doing with this. So I hope and like you, well, I will agree with you on that. I hope they nail the freaking horror of this.
Yeah. If they do,
And-
I think it would be fantastic. But anyway, sorry.
Yes. No, I'm with you. I think this is gonna make a lot of people kind of backtrack or whatever. If they nail the horror, if they nail the story and the horror of it, I think it's gonna make people backtrack a little bit on it, just a little bit. And honestly, I kind of like this build of Hellboy. Now, there was something that was putting me off, and maybe it is the yellow eyes. Maybe that is, because I didn't even think about that. But something with his face was throwing me off. Outside of like, I wish he either had like really good prosthetics or something, but something to make his jaw just a little bit bigger. But I like that he's not as big as Ron Perlman. I like that he's not as big doesn't seem as big as David Harbour. At least in what we've seen so far, he doesn't look as big as those other actors that portrayed him. And I like that, honestly, because a lot of like the Mignola artwork that I've looked at when reading Hellboy and stuff like that, like his arm that's not the hand of doom or whatever is very tiny and very like little looking. And so, and like his chest is not like a big beefy chest. It's more like a low, like it's still got mass, but it's like a lower chest, just the way that Mignola draws him.
Yeah.
And so I kind of like that aspect of like a different looking size Hellboy, not, this beefy whatever. So that has to look like a superhero. So yeah, I think if they nail the story, and if maybe they do like yellow eyes in post or something, I don't know. But like if they can fix some of the little cosmetics, maybe make his jaw a little bit bigger or something, like I think this is gonna be fantastic.
What's so funny is the Ron Perlman one, there wasn't much prosthetics done because Ron Perlman just has a giant fucking head.
Right?
And I think David Harbour too has just a big head. The nose, the natural nose that this guy has kind of looks weird to me. I think that's another thing that throws me off.
Oh, I like how it sticks out.
Yeah, his nose, I don't know. His whole the nose looks weird. His whole face looks weird to me. I don't mean to be mean. Like he looks fine like when you go to like IMDb and look at his normal thing. It's just this whole like look to him. It's just off. And I may have to get used to it because I was that way when the David Harbour one came out. I was like, ooh, I don't know if I like this, but I ended up liking that movie quite a bit. Matter of fact, I think I'm the only person who likes that movie.
I started watching it once and I've yet to actually finish it. I want to. It's a desire. Like I want to actually sit down and like really give it the time and actually watch it. But from what I've seen, like David Harbour's prosthetics or whatever look atrocious.
Yeah, they look
absolutely,
real bad.
positively atrocious. And it pisses me off because I'm like, fucking Ron Perlman look fantastic. What the fuck are y'all doing right here?
Yes.
It's not hard, y'all. It's not hard. I promise.
What's cool though, I will say, like this movie and this story that it's based off of by the same name is taking place in the Appalachian Mountains, where they're dealing with like Hellboy's going to investigate a mystery revolving around the Crooked Man. The weird thing about that is that the Crooked Man is an old English nursery rhyme. It's not really like an Appalachian nursery rhyme.
Uh-huh.
Y'all probably heard of it. Like the title is called There Was a Crooked Man. There was a crooked man and he went on a crooked mile. He found a crooked sixpence against a crooked style. He bought a crooked cat, which caught a crooked mouse, and they all lived together in a little crooked house is the rhyme.
Okay.
Anyway, I really actually want to read this story because I haven't read much Hellboy.
Yeah.
I've read very little of it. And this does sound like a cool story that it's based off of.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm there. I'm bit there. Let's go. I haven't read that one either. So I've read a little bit of Hellboy, but I have not read that.
Yeah. The last thing I have, though, there's a line in the trailer where Hellboy's saying, like, he's like, there's something evil in the hills and it smells like death. And then someone replies, like, they question it. They're like, well, how do you know that? And he says the line, he's like, well, dark things call to dark things. But I'm like, bitch, Hellboy. He looks like a fucking demon. What do you mean? How do you know that?
Well, I mean, he's got his horns like, chopped down and stuff like that.
He still looks like a fucking demon.
And maybe, he covers up, or I guess maybe he tries to. I don't want to see him cover up the hand of doom, the right hand of doom. I don't want that covered up. Like, it's not covered up in the comic books. It comes up, like the sleeve comes down to it and it crunches up and that's it. Like, that's what I want. It doesn't make sense. Like, he should not be able to get that arm through a coat to be able to have it crinkle up like that. But I still want that. I don't care.
He has like a zipper. Like, he zips it up.
He must. He must. He's got to. Got to. Like, cool. Well, there you have it. Y'all got anything else for Hellboy, Crooked Man?
Nope.
No, that's all I got.
Y'all be on the lookout. We will probably do a review of that at some point in time. So y'all, if you're interested in that, be on the lookout with that. In the meantime, Jeremy, where can they find you at?
They can find me on Twitch under the handle Night Fury GTO. It's Night with a K, and you can find me here. And no, I did not play any more special.
Shame. I love that Michael, when he saw me looking for my sound pad, he just started cracking up. I'll give you one shame, because I know with the 4th and everything you were busy, but you get one shame.
I was out of town.
And I was super busy this week, and I wanted to play my new Final Fantasy game, and I got 0 time to do it. So I understand.
I'm just like, fuck, he completed it. What?
He didn't complete all of it. Well, I don't want to spoil, I'm just probably going to spoil the side missions then when we do the review of it, which we got to do that soon. Anyway.
Yeah.
The sooner the better, because Jeremy's going to forget. Y'all know he is.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
Just look. Richard, where can they find you at?
If you want to contact me directly, I have an X, the platform formerly known as Twitter, and Instagram, and a Threads. My handle is Night Curry, night like day night, and Curry with a K. If you want to contact us directly, we have a Gmail. Our Gmail is comicallycomicspodcast@gmail.com. And if you want to check us out on YouTube, possibly TikTok, we'll see, and Instagram, you can check us out under the name Comically Comics Podcast. And if you want to check us out on X, the platform formerly known as Twitter, you can check us out under the name Comically Comics with an X. I lost it.
You can find me on Instagram, eBay, and Shortbox at 22_comics. You can also find me on YouTube at 22 Comics. Thank you all so much for listening. Hope you enjoyed it as much as we did making it. With all that being said, say goodbye, Jeremy.
Bye, Jeremy.
Goodbye, Jeremy. Goodbye.
Are you kidding me? Look at this guy. Those shady little eyes, that phony grin.